Oh, we've got something. Yes. And then another telegraph pole. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back along to another episode of Oakfield Farm. Hope you're doing very well today, whatever you're getting up to. Stop my truck here. We've got a few things that we're going to kick on with today. First of all, we're going to go and take a digger back. I borrowed a 360 excavator from a neighbour friend of mine, and his driver came along yesterday whilst we were out harvesting the last of some, well, trying to harvest the last of some beans. And yeah, he did a little bit of work for us in the field that we're about to plough over. And so yeah, we're going to go and have a look at that one. So away we go. We're going to take the fence, we're going to pop it onto the loader. And then we're going to... let's make sure we're on there. Easy, plenty of space. We're already going up the hill with it really, it's not too far. But we're going to take it back up the hill and drop it off for him like I said I would. And then we'll be returning. Now today, there's a few things that we're going to be working on today. We're waiting for the beans just to be fit to go this morning. We've got a little bit to finish off there. That's only going to take us about half an hour. Barry's probably going to go down, just tuck onto that with the combine. There's a trailer left down there for him as well, so we can do that. We have bales, we've got hay bales on either side of us and some silage bales to bring in. That's the last of our hay and silage for this year. So we need to get that brought in pretty quickly. So we'll have to do a bit of that, and we're also, if we get time, we're going to start ploughing. Put the big lempkin onto the back of the this tractor, actually onto the back of the fence. We're going to, like I say, we're just going to get around there. That's a bit tight. There we go. Yeah, we're going to jump on with the plougher and start turning this grass field over so we can get something drilled into it pretty quickly. I'm in two minds actually. I'm not sure if I'm going to put just straight into winter barley, or I'll stick a cover crop in over the winter and then put it into spring barley after in the new year there. But we'll have to think about that one. But first of all, we're going to have a bit of a look at what we've been doing down here. It's a little bit different. And yes, we made a pond, would you believe? Yeah, so there's a few reasons for this. We're going to get that into it in just a second here. Now, as you know, this field's about to be ploughed over. The grass has actually grown back a bit, would you believe it? So we need to get onto it before it grows too much. So that's why I'm kind of thinking we'll just do a whole. We'll put a direct drill into, or we'll put a cover crop into here, just so we can kind of control the grass in there a bit. However, let's just turn it off for now, actually. Get this one down as well. Down it goes. Perfect. So yeah, this is what we were working on. I say we, I didn't do anything to do with this. It wasn't anything with my creation, as you can tell, because it actually looks quite good. Had I have been stuck on the wheel of this, it would look a lot worse. But essentially there was a bit more of a hollow here. We've just exaggerated the hollow and built up the sides, so we have a bit of a pond. Now the reason being, as you can see where we're standing here, we're in the bottom of a valley, really. And with that, all the water in here in this field drains down to this end, and the drains in here are terrible. Really aren't good. And unfortunately, as this wood, there's a bit of a bank up here which prevents it from draining away anywhere. So all the water naturally just wants to hang in here. And there's a few options facing us. We could put a huge new network of drains, field drains in here, which would have cost me a lot of money and would have made this field realistically out of commission for, I don't know, 12 months or so as the drains settled. Or we could do something like this. And what we're going to do, we're going to make this into a bit of like just a natural bird habitat more than anything else. Stick some grass up and some wildflower mix around the side. Get that all growing up nicely, get some bushes planted, things like that, and really just kind of let the water fill into here and do what it is. So we're not going to put any drains in. The field drains that we broke up kind of around the edge of this whole this pond, they're just going to naturally drain into here, and we're going to let them do that. And yeah, we're just kind of doing something a little bit different here, seeing how it will work, and I think it should work out pretty well, all being said. The driver, I think it was Anthony, did a great job on here. Really got it to come along nicely. So we're going to, I'm very happy with it. We're going to leave it. I am going to come down at some point and, like I say, just plant a few bushes and trees when we get the chance to. But as we need to get going with harvest again, it's not going to be my forte. Neither, by the way, is driving this thing. But we're going to try. All I need to do is lift it up, turn it around, and get it onto that onto the trailer behind. So how hard can that be? But anyway, does look rather nice inside here, though. Nice and clean. Anthony looks after it very well. Start up, we'll let it tick over for a little while. See if I know what's going to happen here. Not really too used to using 2 joysticks, but we're going to give it a go. Yes! There we go. Alright then. See if I can... first thing I know we want to do is to spin that all the way around like so. So I can see where I'm going here. Got a nice little front blade on. That would be my weapon. If I was on this, I'd be using pretty much that constantly. I'm going to bring that in a little bit. Hey, look at me. I'm pretty much a digger driver at this state. Okay, so pedals for forwards and backwards. Oh, they're working. Oh, we're away. Okay, I just want to kind of keep myself nice and square. I wouldn't mind getting one of these for the farm, actually. Just to kind of have around, do a lot of ditch work with it, that kind of thing, make it all tidy. I don't know how much the cost of running one of these would be, but I'm sure it's something we could investigate at some stage. I'll take this back, I might have a quick chat about it with the owner, see if he knows where I can get a good one from. Right, let's just have a look, see what that's looking like. See if we're on straight enough. Well, I can kind of guess so. Does it look alright from the front here? Okay. And they say trying to get cattle into a cattle box is hard. This is infinitely harder. Anyway, that looks like we're nice and square there. We're going to just keep pushing it on a bit more and see how it goes. Easy, nice and slowly does it. We'll try and get that dozer blade right up against the front end, I think. I want to square it up just a scooch. There we go. And let's just swing me around before I go and crack my back window. I think that's looking good. Wrong way. Alright then, let's just see if this is gonna spin on around. Slow it down a bit, I think, as well. We just want it not quite square. Let's do a bit of that. Hey, this digger driving lark is pretty easy. In there. So we can probably go down about 6 inches, then we'll call it a day at that. And then we'll get this all locked up. Like I say, it's not going away too far, but it's just something that we want to get done. Thought I'd get it done nice and early this morning. Ooh, that sounds aggressive. And we can get it done whilst we're not really getting on with the harvest, really. So we'll do this, and then we can always... we're just going to leave this, really. Like I say, this field's going to be ploughed out except for that, so it's not like we're going to put this into cereal crops, but we're also going to kind of keep this as a bit more, it's going to be on our farm compliance, really, so we want to make sure that a single farm payments are in line, so, and we kind of benefit from this, really, putting a bit more back into nature at the same time. What we do need to be very careful of, though, is any kind of runoff from nutrients, so this field may well be going a little bit organic, just to see how that works out for us. So with that in mind, I think we will, the more I think about this, the more putting this into a organic cover crop would be perfect for us. So yeah, it's quite intimidating, really, doesn't it? We'll get this all chained up there, and then we're going to head out on the way. It's really not far for us to go. We're going to head up the hill, and then we're pretty much good to go, really. There we go. Kind of going straight due north, really, from us, or 12 o'clock from us here, straight up the hill there. It gets kind of parked in a lay-by, actually, hidden out the way, so we're going to do exactly that, and then we'll likely come back. Want to try and get some of these bales all tidied up out the way, get that done, and see kind of what else we can do around the yard. We need to get these bales under cover so that we can then move on to other tasks. Like I mentioned today, Barry's away off to do the to jump into the combine to finish up what I think is probably going to be about 10 acres of, well, no, about 9.5 acres of beans. Then that's the beans done. We're going up on the hill to a block of wheat. You can see over there, there's 2 fields that are ready to go. So that's going to be the next task. They're pretty ready to hit this afternoon. So the aim is just to kind of get everything else tied up. Need to tie the back. We have to drop that off in the field for reasons that I'm not getting into right now. But we need to pick that up and then get this field all kind of cleared off as well. Ooh, now this, I actually want to go to the right here. Not sure how this is gonna work. Make sure there's nothing coming that way first, which there isn't. I'm just gonna have to go back a little bit here, get the lock in. Nothing like a 3-point turn in the middle of the road with a 12-ton excavator. There we go. Ooh, that's a lot of weight just rocking around there. 14-ton excavator, I think. Actually, that's what the compact means. 14 tons of metal behind me. So yeah, a friend of mine who has this, where I'm parking it is actually the next job they're going to, and Anthony just drives from site to site. So he said I could have it for free for a day as long as I shipped it around myself, so that's exactly what we're doing. And I don't really mind that at all. If it means that we get some free usage, that would have cost me a couple £100 for the day, I'm sure of it, absolute minimum. So yeah, I don't mind at all there, and we'll get it shipped up on to the next job. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'd be handy to have something like that around the yard, whereby it's just doing odd small little jobs here and there. Oh, get over the road there. There you go. That was a bit tight. Yeah, it'd be handy to have that around just to clear out drains, get our own drainage back on track there, and sure I could find many other uses for it once you have it. But for now, yeah, we're going to get this cart up the hill, get it dropped off there, and then we'll come back once we have a bit more of a plan later on of what's going to happen. And likely going to involve us putting the Galacta plow on the back of this, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, success! I managed to get it off without breaking anything. I think that's a major win for me today. We're going to zip on back down, go back to the yard there, put the Galacta plow onto the back of this, and then we can get ourselves away. I do believe we can get straight out the front here, which is exactly what we're going to do now. So we're going to take this back down to the yard, we'll get ourselves all set up, and we'll come back to you once we've kind of got the plow dialed in, and look what's, have a look what it's doing. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back along to the field on the plow. We lost a little bit of footage there, I do believe. The camera memory card stopped working on me, but never mind, we're good to go. We've made a little bit of progress, we just kind of get stuck into the field, and now we're just stuck with telegraph poles. And a lot of them, we just got past one, which is a start, which is always very nice. We're just trying to square this edge back up again. Working there, put it down, lovely stuff, and off we go again. So yeah, we just had to swing around a little bit there, we're going to square this up, make it look good, and we've got to do the same here for this telegraph pole, and then another telegraph pole. Good God. Once we get through this, don't worry though, because then we've got a massive clump of trees to get around as well, so that'll be fun. It's never straightforward here. But yeah, what we're going to do here, we're just going to swing around, pick it up, can't turn with the furrows in the ground, then we're just going to square this off here, make it look a little neater, really. When you're ploughing in grass there, you want to make it look nice and neat, because it will show up. And you know, this field's by the road, you don't want people to watch it, look in and see how bad my ploughing is. Not straight away at least. Put that down. And yeah, just make it a little easier to get around it actually. If we just kind of box it out there, it makes it that much nicer for us. But yeah, it's plowing over quite well. It's very dry underneath actually. They're very dry. As you can see, the furrows do look pretty bone dry. So yeah, we'll get this all done, and then it's gonna need breaking down a fair bit. What I might do, well, I'm half inclined to do, we are gonna put some. I've decided we're gonna stick in some. Going to stick in some oilseed radish into here. and that kind of acts as a bit of subsoil really, so that can help. Those roots are really long and deep, and that can help to kind of break down through the pan here of the ploughing and see what happens. So if that is the case, we're going to do that, and then I don't really have to put that down. There we go, and make it a little bit easier for us, and then we'll only have to work it over with the power harrow once, I should think, and then we'll be good. So that's what we'll do. And we should, all being well, get that power harrow on the next few days, and then get the drill in there, see how it looks. Put that down there. Back into GPS, and off we go. So we're going to get to the end of this field, or end of the row here, and then we'll have a bit of a look at the plough, see how it's all coming together. The Fent barely feels it, to be honest. We've got the cruise control on, kind of strolling along around 12 kilometers an hour, which is not too bad. Get around this telegraph pole. I think I'm going to have to do the same again. Stop there. We'll do that on the other side though, I reckon. Just see, you gotta swing around, swing back around. Should give us plenty of space. This is the Megatron plough. It's blooming huge. And you gotta be really careful with that back end. It sticks out. It's quite deceptive how far it sticks out, in all honesty. That should do it. There we go. Better. Better. There we go. So just put that down there, and then we'll get all of that kind of buttoned up on the pass on the way back there. Beautiful, beautiful. And as you can hear, the Fent 1046 just purrs along with this. It really, really does. It's a glorious tractor to be in. I really like ploughing with this machine when it's on a good hill. You really notice it. Feel that tug and that drive. It's great. Okay, just take down some of the power. Now we're going to do a little bit of a figure of 8 here, because it is quite wide. You don't want to turn too sharp, because you can then leave some shear bolts in a bit of a worse for wear state, so we don't want to be doing that. Okay, so we turn like that. And we'll just line ourselves up. Click in the GPS. GPS automatically offsets as well, which is great. We're going to just stop here for a little, get it out. So I've calculated the offset into here, so the GPS knows to kind of off-center my line, my AB line, a little bit, just so it allows for the overhang there. And it does work very well. We're using a Lemken Titan 18 plough, which is pretty big. We've got 9 furrows on here. Working width is a little shade over 5 meters for every pass, so it's pretty darn big. It does need quite a bit of power to pull it. We have slatted moldboards on the plough here, which have all just been replaced actually there to give us some new metal to work with, because it was looking a little bit worse for wear after last season, so they got replaced. Plough itself was brand new to us last season. As you can see, it's in gleaming shape still. It is a very width. We can control that on the hydraulics. We've got it maxed out at the moment on the taps there, so we can cover as much width as possible. I believe each furrow at the moment is turning over around about 16 inches, so plenty of width there. And that's pretty much it, really. It does look lovely. Really, really do like that machine. It's a great plough, and like I say, it's a joy. Well, let's not put it down there. It's a joy to work with on this Fent as well. It really is. Except when there are telegraph poles in the way. That's never fun. But never mind. We're going to keep trundling our way through. As you can see, we've only been going here for about half an hour, and we've already covered a good couple of acres. And we're going to keep ourselves working along. We've got a new feature to kind of work around in the shape of our pond. So let's lift that up. What we are going to do is just go back a little bit more, and we're just going to swing wide a little bit, and then we'll cut back in. Excellent. And across we go. Looking forward, we are due some rain in a couple of days, and looking forward to seeing how those land drains go, to see if they fill up that pond or not. We'll come back down, we'll have a look at that for you for sure to see. In the meantime though, because we are getting some rain coming in, young Jack is about to head himself out and get onto the Deutz to go and get that cleared up over there, get those silage and hay bales. You wouldn't have seen it as we came in, but the 2 fields over are full of hay at the moment, so we need to get that all covered up and all brought inside pretty quickly as well. So yeah, we're going to get that done. Elsewhere though, everything else is looking good. We're going to keep trundling along, get this field all done, and we will come back to you in the next episode. So until then, thank you ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, do hit that like button. Drop a subscribe as well, and share if you have yet to do so. And we will see you in the next one. So until then, have yourself a great day. Enjoy what you're doing as always. Avoid telegraph poles like I am. And we'll see you in the next one.